Alright, hey there friends. Let's do a little public service announcement. Here we are in Taos, New Mexico. Arid, desertifying land. And this happens, I see it almost every single day, but I can certainly see it every single day right here on my own property, that tumbleweeds are a problem. Tumbleweeds, this horehound is not the most desirable species. Any of these ones that have spiky hitchhikers, they're just not great. But there is a real big lesson to be learned from the tumbleweed. Okay, if we go over here, we can see this area of ground that is essentially infested, just kind of covered with little tumbleweed species. Well, it's one species, covered with tumbleweed plants. That is predominantly what we see right here. And the reason why we see tumbleweeds is not because they're out to get us. It's not because they have some desire to grow these little goat heads. They're going to get stuck in your feet and cause you pain. No, that's rather ridiculous, right? The reason why they grow here is because all plants grow in the environment that is suited for them. And this whole area right here is bare ground. When you have bare ground, disturbed earth, such as around a construction site, this is why homeowners that have recently bought a new home and the earth around their home was disturbed like this, and it gets infested with tumbleweeds. And then you know what else? This is also the ideal breeding ground for no-see-ums. Pesky little black fly things that we have here that bite, terribly bite, and cause welts and painful bites. They love this environment right here as well. Okay, but what we really want to show you is look right here. Right next to that area, infested with tumbleweeds because it's bare ground. Here we have an area of perennial grasses. Perennial clump grasses, diverse species. I don't really see any tumbleweeds right here. Look at that. Look at that. This area that I've remediated and got the grasslands to come back, I put down a little bit of compost, I put down a little bit of mulch, and look at that. Okay, so this is something to think about. It's even a much larger issue than the problematic weeds themselves. It's an issue with the way we view biology, that we have a warring mentality, a militarized mind state, not just about germs and microorganisms, but about plants as well, where we look at problematic plants as if they're out to get us, and we should be out to get them, that we should kill and control the things that we don't want to supposedly get the things that we do want. And that is a self-defeating ideology. Whereas if we work with nature and we see that there's such a thing as biological succession and biological recession, a movement towards health and vitality and a movement away from it. This is how we can understand desertification, not just of environments, but of mentality. That the way we see the world can actually cause a lot of problems for ourselves if we keep wanting to fight against the things that we don't want. But if we understand what are those constituents and developments that influence a trajectory towards health and wellness, and then we just do the right thing at the right time, it's often a million times easier, and the results are profound. So once again, look at this. This is the driest year I've seen since I've been here, 25 years. Extremely dry this year. So you can see it's pretty brown. Okay, but these are grasses and they're living. And right here in front of us, this year, this little spot, we see mainly this needle and thread grass, whatever it's called. It's not a great species for livestock. This one over here, the Indian rice grass, this is one of the horse's favorites. This is a great species. But at least we have a little bit of diversity going on right here. And the really important thing to note is look what we've done. Very small amount of compost, and then the mulch, and then the sticks are to hold the straw mulch down in the wind. All right, so it's not hard. It's not hard, but if you're gonna try and kill the tumbleweed with some type of poison, you're going to make the problems worse. All right, this is a major life lesson to learn. It's a major life lesson to learn as far as like how do you actually just get something nicer growing in your yard. Even here's a couple tumbleweeds right here, but they actually, when you improve soil health, they're going to be easier to deal with because they're not just kind of infesting the place. You got a few tumbleweeds there. Hey, let's pull them up. No problem. You know, no problem at all. Comparison once again. Let's walk over here and I'll show you. All of these little plants are tumbleweeds right here. Okay, you get something like this where it is, like I say, it's kind of infested. I'm not going to pull those up. All right, but I've learned my lesson in terms of fighting against those plants, and also in terms of dealing with your own health and wellness. You don't have to fight against, you have to work towards what you want. Thanks for watching, friends. It's just a quick little video talking about the tumbleweed.